Hello everyone. Today I thought I would do a general reading for each sign about Mars retrograde, because I know I'm definitely feeling the effects as it retrogrades through Cancer. Cancer's it's currently going through my 12th house, so a lot of a lot of internal stuff going on, which not necessarily a bad thing, but it definitely can be a difficult feeling, and I know that some people are feeling these effects a lot. It's just not the kind of natural, not the natural movements of Mars right now. So, yeah, general reading, one card pull, and yeah, I appreciate you guys being part of it. So we're going to start with, I set the intentions for, our sun signs or rising signs. And I'm going to start with Cancer since, Mars is going through your sign. So, we'll start with Cancer and then go from there. So, thank you. Cancer. The Chariot's reversed for Cancers. There's kind of like a feeling of slowing down, some stagnancy. I mean, the Cancer is the Chariot, which is very interesting that this is the card that I'm pulling of the major arcana. You may not be feeling like totally yourself, but honestly, I feel like it's kind of just like a moment where you're like, okay, trying not to react as much, trying to like take things in instead of like completely derailing the situation. It's more so of like a slowing down and like assessing before reacting right away. And I think that that's like, if you are running into some issues, I think that that's how you should maybe go about things, like taking a beat, taking a second, and revisiting a situation. So I think that, yeah, that's definitely how Mars might be like affecting you right now. And I definitely just see like a kind of like a little bit of a halt in progress if you have a project going on, but that doesn't mean it's going away forever. It just might be a slow start with also the beginning of the year as well, right? Okay, so next we're going to go to Leo. Okay, so Leo is the Knight of Swords reversed in the 12th house. So the Knight of Swords is a little bit of chaos, as you can see. When he's upright, he's the knight in shining armor, but when he's reversed, while he thinks his intentions might be pure, sometimes it's a little bit, iffy. I think that like Leos can get in their heads about things, and maybe things come up from the past or our subconscious. It's like I'm getting like word vomit, it's like you just say it wrong. You say the thing wrong. I mean, I did that the other day, so maybe that's what I'm channeling. But like you say the thing wrong, even if you meant it well, and it's not taken the right way, and then you get defensive because they didn't take it the right way. And if you're in that energy right now, I totally get you. I feel you hardcore. If that is the case, it's kind of like you got to take a little lesson from Cancer, because it's about like taking a moment, stopping before like automatically reacting, because the way that we're communicating is not, it's not, maybe that's why I can't talk to you guys right now. But you know what I mean? It's like not coming across. So if you're getting frustrated, I think that just like taking a moment and like maybe writing down your thoughts, that could be a great way to kind of like get your feelings out there so you can get the exact intention and not hurt anyone's feelings in the process. I think that's a great idea. Okay, next we have Virgo. Virgo is the 8 of Pentacles reversed, and it's in our 11th house of community, friendships. So all your hard work is kind of down the drain. No, I mean, I think that like there is like a kind of sussing out of the people around you and realizing who needs to go and who can stay, because I see you realizing that like you've worked really hard for a lot of people who would never really work hard for you. And so I think that it's kind of like, well, you know what, I'm not gonna be, even if you're not like deleting them from your life, it's gonna, you guys are, I think I can see you having a different relationship where it's like, I'm not gonna be there for you the moment you call. You know, if you ask me to do something, I'm going to say no, and you're not going to be used to it, and you might not like that. But I think you're realizing that people were taking far too much for you, and you were working way too hard for others. So I think that this Mars through retrograde is kind of like a great realization for you, because you're like, wait a second. It's like, because you're always like very much going and meeting people where they're at, you're like, oh my God, no one does that for me. Or these people don't do this for me. Why do I keep doing it for them? Listen to yourself. I think you are on the money. Okay, so next we have Libra. All right, Libra, we got another Knight of Wands upright in our 10th house of career and job and the things that we, you know, put our time and effort into. And so action. Knight of Wands is all about action. It's about doing and going, but a little bit of naivete. So be careful. I mean, I think that it's not necessarily a bad thing, because you're taking like this moment in time, this new year, you're gung-ho, you're like ready to go, you want to like just do the thing and make it happen. And I love that. I think that's a good thing. I think you might be noticed by people more. You might be a little more flashy. You might be a little more pompous, almost a little bit. And I think that that's fun for Libra. I think that's a good thing. But just don't oversell yourself. Just in case, you know, you don't want to be like, oh, I'll definitely do this in a month, and then in a month you're completely burnt out. So don't burn yourself out. Don't be a Virgo. I'm just kidding. Love you, Virgos. But you know what I mean? Like, don't, yeah, burn yourself down to like just the wick, because then you won't be able to deliver on your promises. So that's my only warning. But otherwise, I think that this is a great energy. And if you have like a passion project, or you have something that you really want to go for, something you really want to apply for, you should do it, because you got charisma. Okay. Next, we got our Scorpios, and the 10 of Wands is reversed in not in our 9th house. So the 10 of Wands reverse is the realization and the releasing of burdens. But it's also, it can also be like you're realizing what you're holding on to, and you're still not letting go, even though you know it's not allowing you to be your best self, because our 9th house is all about expansion. And if we're carrying a heavy load, how can we get to where we need to go? You got too much luggage, you got too much stuff on your plate. But the thing is that you can let it go. Like, that's the thing with the 10 of Wands in reverse. It's like these burdens can be let go. It's like holding on to feelings, or just like anger, sadness, you know, it's a lot, you know. I think that like with Mars because Mars also rules Scorpio, and so if we're looking at it from that angle as well, it's like I think that Mars is like revealing itself as like, I don't know, it's just bogging you down. It's just, the retrograde is really bogging you down, Scorpios. I think that like the past is coming up, some things that like maybe you haven't dealt with in a long time. And so I really encourage those to just like assess what you're taking on and let go of what you can let go of. Like if you're doing something extra, you know, maybe put it off, you know, if it can be put off, and only do what's necessary, because like you deserve to expand, you deserve to like have a moment in the sun, you know what I mean? The holidays are kind of hard, and so I think that like after that it's like just kind of okay to let go of the expectations that you have for others, but also yourself, because you're putting too much on you. It's okay, I promise. Okay, so Scorpio, oh yeah, Sagittarius in the 8th house, we have the 5 of Wands. Oop, oh my goodness, I wonder what that means. It's like, oh, I'm all done. At least from the Sagittariuses that I know in my life, it's been a very interesting 2024, and 2025 is looks like it'll also be interesting. I think that in the 8th house is like the things that we it's our transformations, and it's the things that because while the 12th house are the things that are inside of us, the 8th house is some of that inside stuff coming to light. And if I see the 5 of Wands upright, I think that that's a good thing, because I think you're finally fighting for what you believe in and what you want. I think you've been avoiding the fight for a long time, and now you're ready to fight for yourself, and to just combat those things that and people that maybe have been weighing you down, just kind of like being like, okay, bye, you know, I'm kind of over it, and doing something new. And I think that this is a good thing, surprisingly. Sometimes when I get the 5 of Wands, I'm like, oh no, it's not good. But no, I think that the 5 of Wands, especially in the 8th house, is like, you're fighting for your transformation. And it has been a long time coming, and the Mars retrograde is just kind of like, I just see you blurting it out and just be like, and if you have a problem with it, then, you know, kiss my ass. And I love that for you. Here comes the rain. Okay, so I hope you guys can hear me over the rain. All right, we have Capricorn in the 7th house, and 7 of Cups is reversed, which is getting realistic in our relationships, specifically with the 7th house. I think that, it's like, you guys are already very realistic. But if you're, you know, Capricorn ascendant, you know, maybe like that's not what's like kind of in your blood. It's just more so how you come across. But now you're realizing that, oh, it's time to like kind of sit down and assess like what my next goals are, or what in your relationships, what your goals are with your relationships. Like, everything may have seemed like kind of really shiny and new for a second, but really it is. And it is good, but I think there's always a part of you that's just like, okay, but like, are we thinking about the future? And I think I need to remind you, because Mars is in retrograde again, that not everyone can like meet that, or can like think that far ahead, especially when things are a little bit chaotic, or things are like, or they're like overwhelmed or overworked, tired, burnt out, whatever it is. Like, if you have a Scorpio friend and you're like, well, what are your next goals? And they're like, I can't even think about it. You know what I mean? Like, I think while you can set goals for yourself, I think like, just like maybe put it on you, and not necessarily your relationships, because we all got our own stuff going on. I love you, Capricorns. You guys are great things to aim towards. But sometimes it's hard to meet those things, and sometimes it's more fun to live in La La Land for a little bit. I'm not saying that you should live in La La Land, but I just think that if things are slow moving for setting goal wise, or if your partner is not meeting you where you're at, maybe just give them a little bit of time, and they'll get there. All right, so the Aquarius is 10 of Cups upright in our 6th house of health and wellness and mental health. I definitely attribute the 6th house to our mental and emotional health. And the 10 of Cups being upright is a great sign. I think that you've fostered, like, I think you're enjoying, like, this kind of, like, feeling within you. You're, like, feeling fulfilled with what you're doing. You're feeling, like, really mentally, like, healthy and emotionally healthy, and just, like, I have all these great things going on. I have all these cups that I'm filling up, and I think like the retrograde, you guys are able to use it in a way, whether that's like helping people like have gratitude. I think that you have a gratitude for a lot of things, and so I think that you can help people also have gratitude for life, and for the things that we hold dear, for our relationships, our family, our friends, our community. And there are ways to provide that aren't monetary. We can provide love and affection and happiness to our friends, to the people who need us, and yeah, I think that's like a great kind of mindset to be in. I think that your mindset is good and you're trying to help other people's mindsets be good as well. And that's wonderful. All right, so we got Pisces in the 5th house. Ooh, 4 of Pentacles uprights. I know another tarot reader that pulled a 4 of Pentacles for Pisces. Sorry. And it's in the 5th house of our expression, creativity, and passions. And so I think that the retrograde, the retrograde is kind of like, it can be a little overwhelming, because, well, you know, I think that, like, you can navigate it a little bit better, and you're also, like, okay, so I have this skill, I have these things, I have these resources that I have them. But what am I doing with them? Like, you know what I mean? I think that Pisces is in this moment of realizing, like, wow, I have, like, something to give to people or something that could help people. And you're, like, holding on to it and, like, realizing it, but you're not, like, putting the thing out there. You're not putting the creativity out there, the passions you have. I think that it's like in action a little bit, but at the same time, maybe you're planning, maybe you're, like, waiting for something, maybe there's something in the way. But I think that, like, some careful planning, or, like, just, again, similar to the Leo, like, writing things down, just taking stock and then, like, making a game plan and that you actually follow through on, is, like, big for Pisces. I think that we can get caught up, and I say we as a Pisces, that we can get caught up in, like, not La La Land. I think that that's so kind of, like, stereotypical, but more so, like, not wanting to, like, put the thing out there, you know what I mean? But you have the plants that you've watered have bloomed, and so it's time to show everyone what your garden can create. So get it out there. Okay, now we go to Aries, another Mars sign, and we have Judgment upright in our 4th house, or yeah, 4th house. What if I just had the wrong number of cards out? Oh, it's okay. So we have the 4th house and it's Judgment upright. I kind of struggle with the Judgment card a lot, but if we're looking at it like this, so the 4th house is a house of family, of our home, and it's about making careful decisions. Which is silly for Aries, or, like, kind of taking stock of things. It's like, okay, this is a very interesting card, because I'm struggling a little bit with it. But Judgment for Aries is, you realize that it's like you see the year ahead and you want to make better decisions. And you want to be, like, more intentional with things, and with your home, it's like being more intentional with your home. Like, maybe, like, if you're a homebody, it's like getting out of that zone. And if you're not a homebody, if you're, like, an Aries that's going out all the time, having fun, it's like kind of wanting to spend time and, like, make your home better for you and more, like, safe and secure for yourself. And with Mars in retrograde, it's like a confusing energy again, right? You're like, okay, but how do I do this without, you know, or, like, I'm alone, or, you know, I feel a little weird. But I think that this is a great time to get to know yourself, Aries. And don't be uncomfortable with, like, quiet or doing something different, because I think that you'll see a different side to you, and realize that there could be something that you're really great at that you don't even know about yet. I just see kind of like a new calling or something, but I see you finding it in the home, like in your space of comfort, not necessarily out and about. You know what I mean? I think it's just, yeah, there's something to be found in the home. I may look into this further, but it's a very interesting vibe. Taurus is the 6 of Pentacles reversed in the 3rd house. So 6 of Pentacles reversed. you're having a very hard time communicating, um, whether it's at work or with your like regular kind of like everyday relationships. That something is not coming across, and it's a little bit frustrating and a little bit like why are I feel like you're having a hard time getting things to work out for yourself in your favor. It's like, I've put so much time and effort into this. How is this not proved fruitful? I don't understand. And it's like something's not working or coming across. Like maybe it's about, you know, whenever you finally fix your brakes in your car and then suddenly something else breaks, suddenly the tire's flat. It's just like that constant, like, are you kidding me? Is there ever gonna be a time where I'm not having to deal with this? Like, I see so much frustration. Mars retrograde is giving you so much frustration right now, and I'm so sorry. Like, but like, there is an end. Even if it doesn't seem like it, there is. And I'm sorry that so many things that you've put time and effort to don't seem to be like making the thing that you want. Oh my god, I cannot talk. Leo. Fucking. So you got this, Taurus. I think it's easy to be frustrated. I think it's also a good time to like to talk to people or to like ask for advice. I think that sometimes Tauruses will be very kind of gung-ho on one thing, and then that one thing doesn't work out, and it's like a constant, and then you put more into that one thing to make it better, but then it's still, you know what I mean? It's like you're putting too much, you're stacking way too much. And I think that it's a good time to ask for advice or to ask someone that you trust about, you know, what they would do in a certain situation, how they would go about it differently, because something just isn't clicking. But it's not always on you. Sometimes it's just like the circumstance, and that's really hard. Like but you got this. You do got this. I do believe you got this. You need to change up though, so just so you know, you need to change up. Okay, and last one, we got our Geminis in the second house. The Hermit is upright. The Hermit for Gemini in the second house. Very interesting. Second house is our material world. It's like the money we make, the stuff that like we've kind of formed, the stuff that we've, you know, built. And so the Hermit being in that is like, I think you're kind of realizing what you need versus what you want, and like kind of taking stock. I keep saying that, taking stock, but it's like you're feeling a little like, I see feeling a little lonely. It's like it's like you wish that maybe you had like maybe used money for something else, maybe like an experience instead of like some like stuff, or like, but I think there's also a kind of like taking it in and like realizing how grateful you are for the things that you have. I think there's like, you know what? I think I always kept thinking that I needed this thing, but I actually don't. I'm actually happy without this thing. And I'm happy to go like about that. Like the Hermit is just like kind of like taking a moment to meditate on things and to look inward. And so when it's in the second house during a Mars retrograde, I'm just like, it's kind of like looking back at past actions, looking back at past like feelings or conversations or whatever it is, and realizing that like you didn't need that certain thing. You didn't necessarily need that material thing, or that, yeah, just the tangible stuff, you know. And so because of that, I think you might go about life a little bit differently, because you're in that realization, because you are seeing that that this stuff doesn't necessarily matter as much as some other things, which again, I don't think that that's a bad thing. And honestly, I don't think that any of these cards are necessarily bad. I think it's just always like great to kind of like look at how we're acting, how we're moving, how we're communicating, what we're doing every day, and what we're working towards. And if it's like not proving fruitful, if it's not like making us happy, if it's not like aiming towards the goal that we have, then it's like, okay, well, where can I pivot, you know? And while while I did, you know, intentionally draw this looking at Mars retrograde, it's because Mars is about our actions, you know. It's about how we move through life and about what we're passionate about, what we care about. Mars, when it's in retrograde, it's very uncomfortable. And so if you're feeling uncomfortable right now, I think you should, you know, definitely lean on people who you trust. Maybe a good Aquarius friend, maybe a Cancer who's like, hey, all you gotta do is stop for a second, you know, all you gotta do is stop just for a sec, you got it, it's fine, you know, and realize that we don't always have to like be working or achieving or going. And if you have the energy, it's great. And if you have regrets, that's okay too. You can always go back and let them go. Scorpio, Virgo. But yeah, I hope this made some sense or resonated with people. I think I'm gonna post this on YouTube and share it. So yeah, first YouTube video. Yeah, if you have any suggestions, please let me know. And I hope you guys have a great day. Bye.